Hello and welcome to this live session of Tuesday meditations. And I'm really happy to start off this series with a very short talk on joy and pleasure in meditation. Most of the time, meditation is perceived as a self-discipline tool. So you think you need to fold yourself into a lotus position, force your mind to focus on one thing. And that's probably the main reason why many people actually fail to meditate. So while it's true that some meditations are stricter than others, for example, Zen meditation is pretty much known for it focus on the breath. So you would sit in zazen, sitting meditation, and just focus on the breath. And whenever your mind is distracted, you would bring your mind back to the breath. And you can sit as long as, of course, it's possible. But in general, in any mindfulness meditation, we also want to practice some discipline. So this ability to focus is important. That's just because if we want to experience present moment, we really need to focus a bit our attention on what's happening. So otherwise, of course, our mind's a bit too distracted and we get a little bit busy. We might not notice internal and external sensations. So that's usually how we start meditation, by focusing on what we call an anchor. And this could be breathing, it could be sensations in the body, it could be sounds. It actually doesn't matter which anchor we choose as long as it's pleasant and it is easy to focus on. And the goal is not necessarily to completely empty the mind of thoughts and distractions and so on. It's just simply to slow down the thinking, and then we can start noticing what these distractions, thoughts, emotions are when they happen. Most of the time, actually, when we live our lives, we do not notice. We are so busy thinking that we do not notice what's happening around us or inside us. So now, once we are aware of what's happening in the moment, in our bodies, in our minds, in our hearts, we can actually experience that, right? And that's like a natural flow of life itself. And then we, of course, notice that this opens doors to much more intensity in everything. It can be both a blessing and a curse. That's because when we sit in meditation, we can experience pain more. That could be physical pain. We can experience some emotional difficulties or some overthinking, ruminating, worrying. So these unpleasant sensations appear more frequently in meditations. And then we have to learn to work with these difficulties by hopefully applying self-compassion, kindness, and care. And those are the methods that we will learn in some of the sessions that are coming up as well. But today I wanted to focus more on the pleasant sensations, and hopefully their intensity we will also notice more. So as we sit in meditation and something is happening that's pleasant, perhaps the tension in the body disappears. Perhaps we feel more calm and stillness. Maybe we feel more peaceful. Maybe the thought process slowed down. We are no longer worrying so much. Then maybe we can find a bit of pleasure in simply following the breath, noticing sensations in the body, noticing the sounds around us. Just experience life itself and how it can be actually joyful and pleasant. Now, experiencing pleasure and joy is all good, but traditionally also meditation teachers would actually warn us that we should not cling to these pleasant sensations. That's because we usually want to either grasp the pleasant ones, and then on the other hand, we want to deny or just not feel the unpleasant ones, right? But in reality, is these sensations, these experiences will change. Nice feelings will also come and go. So in meditation, we simply learn how not to try and control what is happening. We are simply being with whatever is happening. So we learn to compassionately accept that these changes happen, that everything is impermanent. So even though it's important to be aware that the sensations, even pleasant ones, may soon disappear, I am a strong believer that it's also okay and crucial to allow ourselves to fully experience them. There's nothing wrong with actually experiencing joy and pleasure in life. We are often driven by our ambition to achieve success. We run from one task to another. We forget to enjoy the simple moments of pleasure and joy. We might be burdened by stress. Maybe we put too much internal expectations on ourselves, or have a lot of external expectations, and often use unhealthy coping mechanisms. So that's usually pleasures, such as eating, drinking, shopping, gambling. A lot of addictive behaviors are actually used in order to distract us from feeling this full scope of sensations, both pleasant and unpleasant, whatever's happening. We don't always want to feel everything. And that's why I like mindfulness meditation, because it is one of the coping mechanisms that can help us heal our relationship to the changing stream of life. It takes time. It's not a quick fix. It takes practice, but most often than not, actually, by practicing it, we start noticing more good, more positive things in ourselves, in the world. Perhaps we experience more joy and pleasure. We will practice today meditation that focuses on experiencing pleasure while sitting in meditation. So let me start by just saying that whatever you experience in this meditation is okay. And if there's anything unpleasant, you can simply shift your attention to more pleasant sensations if that's possible. You can always stop meditation if it doesn't suit you. It's very important that you listen to yourself. You should always trust yourself, because actually you will choose the way to be in the most appropriate way for yourself. We really should trust our hearts and how they guide us. So please have a comfortable seat. If that's comfortable to you sitting, you can also, of course, lie down and stand. As I always say in my meditations, as long as the position is comfortable, your back hopefully straight, your body is well supported, and you can just relax in the position. That's all you need. And you can close your eyes if that's most comfortable to you. You can also just simply look down in front of you with eyes slightly open, just to let the light in. Sometimes it helps us not to fall asleep during meditation. And start by having a moment to notice your position in space, how your body feels right now. Notice how your feet perhaps are touching the ground. Maybe your hands are on the lap. Notice the weight of your body being supported by the earth. And just arrive here and now, taking some deep breaths, releasing any tension with the exhale. And I invite you first to find that anchor, that sensation that you will be able to pay attention to during the meditation. In case you get distracted, your mind wanders off. It could be, as I said before, breathing. It could be sensation in the body, for example, in the hands or feet. It could be sounds. Once you decided what the anchor will be, try to focus your attention on it. Maybe simply noticing each inhale and each exhale, wherever you feel it most easily, in the nose, throat, maybe in the movement of the chest and belly. Or just listening to the sounds in your environment, this recording. Just taking time to noticing sensations in the body, finding ones that are pleasant, and then focusing attention there. And as you focus attention, perhaps you start noticing how your mind easily gets distracted, which is completely normal. If it happens, simply bring it back to the anchor. You can smile and do it with kindness and patience. Just slowing down, relaxing, while paying attention to the anchor and breathing sounds or body sensations. You might notice there's some restlessness in the body. Maybe body wants to move. Don't worry about it. You can just move if needed and then return to following sensations in the body or the breathing or the sound. Or maybe there were thoughts and you followed them. That's also completely normal. So just return whenever you're ready, especially when we just start meditating. These distractions, the body restlessness or sleepiness, everything is quite normal for beginner meditators. And we don't need to control it. We simply accept it as it is. And just a reminder that if you discover some unpleasant sensations, there's no need to focus on these. Just direct your attention to something more pleasant, at least neutral. Let yourself rest. We don't have to solve any difficulties right now. Just breathing is enough. Listening, noticing sensations. And perhaps you notice now also simple pleasure of it, of just stopping, resting, being present. Sometimes you might notice that your body is more relaxed. Maybe the mind is a bit more calm. Maybe there are any other pleasant sensations. If that happens, just simply allow them. Let them be. Enjoy them while they last. Remember, they will most likely soon disappear, replaced by other sensations, and perhaps just as pleasant. So just staying with the anchor. Also notice what's happening. Maybe like me, you feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. Maybe you feel a bit more relaxed, connected to the planet. Maybe you feel more rested. Maybe nothing changed. That's also okay. Sometimes if we don't feel anything particularly pleasant or joyful in the moment, we can just remind ourselves of a time when we felt some joy. Maybe recently you spent time with family or friends. Maybe out in nature. Perhaps you ate some delicious meal, read an interesting book, whatever reminds you of joy and happiness. You can also bring that to mind while you sit in meditation. Just allowing these positive emotions and memories sink in. And get back to the body, noticing if anything changed. What can you feel right now? Before finishing, making sure to take a few deep breaths again. Perhaps stretching a bit. Opening the eyes whenever you're ready to return to the surroundings. Thank you for meditating.